Hello, callers, and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Joshua Kimmich of Bayern Munich. As manager Xavi says, Barcelona will start negotiations with Bayern if the 80 million euro rated midfielder opens the door. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Xavi as he comments on what Barcelona should do if Messi does not return, a player of that profile would be needed, Xavi admitted. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barcelona manager Xavi Hernandez has affirmed that the Blaugrana will only open negotiations with Bayern Munich for Joshua Kimmich if the player is open to leaving the Bavarians. The Blaugrana are on the lookout to sign a new pivot now that Sergio Busquets has decided to leave. At the moment, the team is exploring several options, including Real Sociedad Martin Zubimendi, Fiorentina Sofian Amrabat, and Kimmich happen to be on that list as well. On the other hand, it is also said that Wolverhampton Wanderers midfielder Ruben Neves is so close to becoming Barcelona's new signing too. Barcelona, despite the Portuguese's possible acquisition, Barcelona would still want to sign a pivot, and although Zubimendi is said to be Xavi's preferred choice, Kimmich can be a good addition too. As things stand, Bayern do not really want to part ways with Kimmich as they consider him a key part of the project. At the same time, though, they do understand that if they want to sign an out-and-out forward, they will have to sanction heavy sales, and in this regard, Kimmich happens to be their biggest cash cow. At the moment, nothing is advanced as the player has not conveyed anything to Bayern. Above all, it does not seem like he wants to leave the German outfit anyway. But if he does, Barcelona will indeed make a move. He is a super top player who understands the game in a fantastic way. If there is an open door, there will be negotiations with Bayern, Xavi told Mundo Deportivo recently. He continued to say, "What is clear is that we need a player of a very high level in that position. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to compete next year. The club already knows that if I have to call someone or travel, I do it because, to begin with, I'm a cooler, and now I'm the Barca coach," he said. Meanwhile, the manager also went on to admit that the team will look to sign quality players this summer as they want to make a strong impact in the UEFA Champions League next season. Of course, reinforcements will be very, very necessary this summer. Of course, we can't compete. We won't be able to compete at a high level if we don't strengthen the squad, and Xavi knows that more than anyone. Joshua Kimmich has been one of those players that we have been discussing for such a long time, and Barcelona still trying to see if there is any hope, if there's any little bit of possibility for this guy to be a Barca player. But as it stands, one thing that we need to know is he's really expensive. Bayern rate him at 80 million euros. 80 million euros is no small money, especially for a club that like Barca that are going through hell financially, still struggling to comply with financial fair play. La Liga is also not doing us any good. Up to now, they are still to give us any approval of the feasibility plan that was sent almost a month ago. And of course, we know that La Liga approving that will have a huge impact in our transfer window that is coming soon. Joshua Kimmich is a world-class midfielder. Nobody can argue that. And since Busquets left the club, Barcelona have been looking to strengthen the defensive midfield role. A host of players have been linked. We have been talking about Kimmich himself, talking about Sofian Amrabat, talking about Ilkay Gundogan, Ruben Neves of Wolverhampton Wanderers. All have been linked, but no player or there's no concrete decision as of yet as to who Barca want to go for. So as it stands, Xavi is a huge admirer of Joshua Kimmich, even though reports have always been talking about players like Martin Zubimendi of Sociedad, But Xavi also likes to have Kimmich if there is a possibility. But the price tag is really, really huge. And let's see how it goes. It's going to be a very complicated deal. And we all know Bayern and the way they deal with their transfers. Hardly do you see Bayern let go of their key player that easily. We quite remember the time of Lewandowski last summer. It was one of the toughest nuts to crack in Barca's history when we talk about transfers, to the extent where if Lewandowski did not even push for that, he could have still been a Bayern player. But Lewandowski was stubborn, and it also helped him to push for that move because they were always talking about there is no way we can sell Lewandowski even if you give us 100 million euros. But what happened during the day? We still pushed for it. Lewandowski pushed for it, and at the end of the day, he came to Barca. What a signing it was. So Joshua Kimmich, let's see if Barca can stomp Bayern into selling him. But as I said, it all depends. If Kimmich really likes to stay at Bayern, I think that's where Barca have failed because there's nothing we can do about it. But if Kimmich really wants to change club and play for a club like Barca, like how Lewandowski did, then it will surely come to our favor. Then on to the final story of discussion. After winning the La Liga title, Barcelona aim to be competitive enough in the European Champions League next season. For this, coach Xavi Hernandez needs to have some reinforcements, and Lionel Messi's potential return to the Catalan club is currently a hot topic. The Argentine reportedly has an offer from Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal, making things complicated for Barcelona. In one of the options, Leo can earn 500 million euros per year, whereas if he wants to return to his childhood club, he has to make huge salary sacrifices, as Barca have heavy financial fair play constraints. In an interview with Spanish outlet Mundo Deportivo, Xavi welcomed the seven-time Ballon d'Or winner's potential signing. He said, if Leo decides to come, he has the doors open at the football level. I know he will help us. I am the person in charge of the staff. He has all the confidence and all the enthusiasm of the staff for him to join. There is no doubt. I have zero doubts that he's going to help us a lot at the football level. As for the contractual issue, it depends on him. For me, there are no doubts. The doors are open. Commenting on the club's constraints with regards to salary cap, Xavi added, the contractual issue is no longer my concern. According to what they tell me, it is under control, he said. The Barca boss was also asked about his potential role in case his move materializes, on which he said, well, in many options he can adapt inside. He can play as a winger, he can play as a midfielder, he can play as a false nine, where he has played all his life. In the end, you have to find a natural habitat for Messi to enhance his entire game. But I do see that he can help us a lot. I think we lack that talent in the final third, and Leo always gives that to you. Barca certainly needs to sign big in the summer as they have bid farewell to two club legends, Busquets and Alba. This means that the club cannot pay Messi a huge salary. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.